Welcome back to Two Crows Podcast. We are joining Tyler and Jordan to finish up the conversation that they started last time.
But yeah, I often wonder, if Stewart's the entire point was to silence people,
Have you
not
tried?
necessarily me, because he wouldn't have known about me. No one knew.
No, yeah.
So I know,
But
he
his
wasn't
victims.
potentially, yeah, the pastor's victims that he was covering for. Because, this school, and I think we discussed this about your school too. There's always predators in these private schools like this because they don't do any background checks. You don't even have to have a degree in teaching for mine.
No, mine
teachers,
either. You did not have to have a degree.
yeah, the teachers at my school did not teach. You were taught from the paces. The paces, that was your teaching. The teachers were only there to answer questions and to grade tests. They just sat and you would put up a flag on your desk if you needed help with a problem or whatever, and they would come around and be like, yeah, what's up? That's it.
That's terrible.
Yeah. There was this one male teacher who was super into girls, and he was always a problem. And it was
he younger?
No, I honestly don't know how old he was, because a lot of that, I've so many of those memories now are blurred.
Two teachers got in trouble while I was going to school there. One ended up, they found out that he had been with this student since the student was 16. The day they graduated, they moved to Hawaii together.
Wow.
The other one, the girl was in ninth grade. And she had just gotten into ninth grade, and he started texting her on her T9 phone. But texting her, and she thought she'd be in trouble and get bad grades if she didn't reciprocate.
Right. Yeah, you have
Terrible.
to reciprocate. My God.
And he was young. He was probably 24, 25. And that's gross. He purposefully got into that position, and he was a female coach. I don't remember which, soccer maybe, and a Bible teacher, and taught math, I want to say too.
Yeah, man.
But my Bible teachers, so I had 3 different ones while I was there, and I failed Bible every year. But
Bible was
why?
tough. The Old
Why?
Testament,
Why did I fail Bible?
because it sucks.
Because I questioned.
That'll do it.
I knew that the story's better than all the other kids. And I'm not just saying that. They had been going to that school since kindergarten. Everything they knew was taught from that school. I came into it being part of IBLP, then being part of EV Free, and then going to this Baptist school. And I had read the Bible multiple times. That was my punishment, was reading the Bible. So I love how it's a punishment.
Yeah, well, it kind of is.
It is, but
The Old Testament, my God.
oh gosh. Yeah. So we had to memorize passages for Bible class.
Yep.
But then we also had to do papers on certain passages, and one of the papers I did was on how Jesus lied.
Oh my God. I'm sure they loved that.
And all the times Jesus lied in the Bible. And failed.
Yeah, I bet you failed.
And then we had to do another project where we had to build a specific event in the Bible. And mine was the Tower of Babel. And I did a freaking phenomenal job. Okay. I did it out of popsicle sticks. I had little Lego men building the. Then my freaking grandma died. Great grandma. Had to go to Arizona. Came back and finished the project, turned it in. It was late, so I got 50%.
No, no chill because your great grandmother died.
Mm-mm. I should have already had it done before that happened.
That's ridiculous.
Had my siblings turn it in for me. I'm like, well, technically it could have been done because it could be in any progress of the Tower of Babel.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I wanted it to be really good. So I worked extra on it knowing that it was late because I had gone to Arizona. And it was amazing. Like this is the best one. Like it was the best one. So one of my Bible teachers got a hold of me a few years ago and they're like, I just want you to know I failed you because you made me think too much and I did not want to question
Yeah.
what I was teaching and what I had known my whole life and what I had taught my kids. I am now an atheist and I want to thank you for that. I'm like,
That's amazing.
yeah. Can you
That's
go back and give
awesome.
me an A now?
Yeah. Could you retroactively give me an A?
Thankfully, my college threw out my Bible classes grades. It's
Good on
not
them.
it's not an accredited class, so
That's actually an interesting thing you just brought up. Accredited.
mhm.
Was your school considered accredited? Like, was your degree
So my diploma, I graduated from a different school, but
right?
my college was a Christian college as well. And it was accredited, but my
Okay.
ex-husband's was not. He went to he went to seminary
Okay.
in Pensacola.
Oh, there's that school in Pensacola. What's it called?
Yeah, it's probably the one you're thinking of.
Because they actually recruiters would come to our school to
Hmm.
recruit for the Pensacola Christian College or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
So the girls only had nursing at that school,
Yeah.
nursing degrees, and they were their MRS degrees. The and then it was a seminary school for boys. So girls went to nursing at the school, boys went to seminary. They had separate elevators for boys and girls.
Yeah.
You had to have a chaperone with you in college to go on a
Oh yeah.
date.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll say when you mentioned Pensacola in our text messages earlier, my
Mhm.
mind immediately went like, oh, because whenever someone says Pensacola, I always think of that college.
Yeah, it's Pensacola. They just call it Pensacola, but I don't remember what the school's actually called.
Right.
But they went through a bunch of legal trouble not that long ago.
Good.
But they're not accredited. So he went there for 2 years, I want to say. And then he went to transfer his credits to the college I went to, and they wouldn't take any of them.
Imagine.
So he had to start all over again. He did go there. He did go to Warner. So I went to Warner Pacific College at the time. Now it's called Warner Pacific University.
Mhm.
It's in Portland, Oregon. But they yeah, they wouldn't take any of his credits. And so he had to start all over again
That's terrible.
for an English degree. And then they got rid of the English degree there.
Oh God. I actually lost a job because my high school was technically not accredited in the state of Ohio. And I was working at a preschool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was working with the school age kids. This was like, I mean, obviously, this was a long time ago. It was 2005, maybe 2006. And yeah, like someone from the state came in and was just going through and looking at everyone's diplomas for some reason. I can't remember what the reasoning was, but they saw mine and like, oh no, this isn't state accredited. And like it was this whole fracas. Like I remember I had to get a hold of the school again, which of course like by that point I had soured on the school. Like
Oh
well, I
yeah.
always like I would very much so soured on that school. And like that was traumatic. But like, yeah, it was not accredited. So I could not, excuse me, work for anything in the state of Ohio that was affiliated with the state of Ohio.
I'm gonna look.
So
I don't think IBLP is either.
yeah, like in that was such a shock. Like just working with kids in a kindergarten, I couldn't do it because technically my diploma was not recognized. And so then like you're faced with this weird, like, do I get a degree? Like, do I go to college? I'm not smart enough for college. do I get a GED? Like, that's a lot of work to do, and I have a diploma. Technically, it was.
In
I didn't go to college. Go
in
ahead.
2016, IBLP lost their accreditation. They're still in. You can still technically graduate from there, but you don't have your actual diploma.
How can they do that? Like, that should be illegal.
Yeah, you should get in trouble with CPS if you send your kids to a not accredited school.
Like, there's no reason. There's no reason in 2023.
So did you have to get your GED then?
No, I didn't. Like, I didn't start college till 2007. Fall of 2007 was finally when, like, I said to myself, like, I have to try this, even though I don't think I'm smart enough, because that school taught me that I wasn't smart enough, right? So I remember making a pledge to myself, and I said, like, if I can't hack this, that's it. Like, it was gonna be it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, obviously, I don't want to say the words to not traumatize people, but yeah, like, I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready to at that point, because I was just so tired. Like, I was thinking, am I going to spend the rest of my life working dead end jobs for minimum wage? Or like, and working at the preschool was kind of like, it wasn't not a minimum wage job, but it was a potential into, like, it was a footstep potentially into a better position, at least something better. And when that got taken away, it was like, okay, what do I even do at this point? I did not get my GED, because I was like, no.
No,
I
and
was
like there's no reason for it, but it's
right.
I mean, it may have actually been a boost for you though to be like, "Oh, I can pass this."
Right. Yeah. In hindsight, I probably should have. But, then I took the college entrance exam, because I was 25 at the time. So I didn't have to do the SAT thing or whatever. And I remember I did fine. Like, I didn't have to do any remedial classes for English.
I
I
was
think I did.
old too, so I didn't have to do it either.
I think I had to take a remedial math, but that was just pre-algebra, which
Math.
was made sense because I didn't know algebra.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the most people who go back to school after years away anyway usually do have to take a refresher because you need those
Yeah, some kind of
fundamentals.
right. So, like, that was the first, like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Like, but yeah, like, that part was tough. Finding out that it wasn't accredited was
Another
on
kick
top
in
of
the
every
balls.
other shit sandwich that school gave. To have that as, like, the topping was just like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. I spent all of that time. It's not even accredited.
That's ridiculous.
Right. And the school says they're accredited. I don't know now. I think they're actually still open, and I will rue the day when they close. I will go piss upon that building with a fury heretofore unknown to humankind.
I think a different church owns mine now. I don't think they're Baptist anymore.
That's interesting.
They are still open. Let me see. It was called Tri City Christian School. And it's in, yep, there it is. There's their website. And they're K through 12. Was yours K through 12?
Yes.
Actually, it's pre K through 12. And a lot of the kids had been there since pre K.
Some of my cousins had started there in pre-K.
There's like no information on here.
Oh yeah, you're not going to find a lot. I'm terrified to even Google this school. I don't want it in my search history. I don't want anything to pop up ever.
50 years. They've been around for 50 years. It says Christ-centered college preparation education for preschool through high school. 1971. Well, it was 50 years in 2021. Let's say it's accredited. I think it is because I got an ad. Well, no, I didn't graduate from there, so I don't know. Here's your supply list. Here's donate to our school.
They always pretended they were poor at my school.
Yeah.
Like the pastor had the huge house on, I don't know, hundreds of acres, big, beautiful house. And the church was a pretty decent sized building. And then the school was this metal fucking shack. Like this
Ours was
rink.
an old bank.
I mean, at least that's cool aesthetically speaking. Like it's an old bank. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Wells Fargo before it was, or maybe
Yeah,
no, it was Bank of America.
mine was just a metal building, a metal and cinder block constructed building that they made specifically for the school. It was always way too cold. They heated it with oil. They always complained they didn't have enough oil.
They are accredited.
Like,
They're accredited through the Association of Christian Schools International and Western Association of Schools and Colleges.
that sounds suspect.
It's a fake accreditation.
Yeah, like that sounds like, yeah, that's like 3 kids in a trench coat.
Were you allowed to dance at your school?
Oh no, no.
We
No
weren't
music.
either.
No music.
Oh no, music. We could have like hymns.
Hymns, that was it. It had to glorify God. No Christian rock. Nothing with no drums.
No. You cannot like
beat.
there was a rapper called T-Bone and he was a Christian rapper and that was the devil's music. That's the devil sneaking into Christian households through saying it was Christian music.
Yeah, that's what, like Jars of Clay, which was a band that was popular back in the day.
I liked Rebecca St. James was one that I really liked, and they wouldn't let her music either because it was too edgy, like too rock. It had drums. But what's funny is my church I went to at the time was EV Free Church, which they like their rock and roll music and to try to get the young kids in. So that church, when I started going there, had about like under 100 people at it. It started in a living room, then it was in a warehouse. So we had a room in a warehouse. Then it got so big. Like right now, there's over like 14,000 people at this church. It's a mega church. But when I started going there, it was like one room. There wasn't even like a separate child thing. And then when they started doing that, because their motto was, if you make it fun for the kids, the parents will come.
Mine was the whole spare the rod, spoil the child.
Oh, you're supposed to do that at home. But if you make it fun for the kids at church, the parents will want to go too, because the kids are going to want to go and they're going to leave the parents alone.
Yeah, no, there was no fun to be had at this school. I mean, there was like, okay, there's this thing that the A schools did. I don't know if they still do it, but they have competitions in every state, and then they have a national competition, which is actually worldwide. And so you can compete in various things, sports, arts of some kind, whatever. We did a radio play because I forgot to mention this school had a radio station as well, like the church did.
Yeah.
So
a lot of churches did though.
Yeah. WGOJ, the wonderful grace of Jesus.
Okay, you won't be able to see this because it's so bright. That's the pastor of the church. We're gonna win something. We're gonna win something. The pastor of the church that I went to, the mega church, Larry Osborne. Oh, look, he's a supportive. Okay. Of course.
Of course.
Net worth. Guess his net worth.
I would say probably somewhere in the 100 millions.
No, not that much.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
7 million.
7 million.
But no pastor should have a net worth of 7 million.
No, you really shouldn't.
They don't even they live in the church's house, so they don't own property. So it's not property.
Yeah, that's so shitty. It is so shitty. Like I said, like the school, like that school was the poorest fucking school in the world, and the pastor just lived in this beautiful.
His yearly income is $400,000.
His yearly income to be a pastor.
He makes 5 cents a second.
I can't imagine being that obtuse to be a pastor and make that much money and not like make the correlation.
Frequently asked questions. How did Larry Osborne get so rich?
I wonder.
Okay, but this church, like, as much as they want to like say they're young and hip and whatever and get people in, they're toxic as hell. So, and I know some people who listen to my podcast still go there, and I don't want to like discourage you from going there. I love Chris Brown. Chris Brown is the other pastor. His net worth is a lot less, but like him as a person, I think he really thinks what he's doing is good, and he has been very clear that he will not talk about politics. He will not talk about like try to sway anyone politically or anything like that. Chris Brown, I actually like that he's there, and it kind of balances out Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sue me, Larry. So going to that, and I've called out Larry in sermons before with things that he said sitting in the front row.
Larry, he's fine.
So someone I know was assaulted, male assaulted by another male that works at the church. They both work at the church. The one that was assaulted asked, like, came forward, said what happened. It was really big. They didn't want to. They felt ashamed.
Oh yeah.
And went to the church. They did not fire the other guy.
Of course not.
He got cornered by this guy in his office, and he's like, I can't do, like, he quit and lost his job and his income because this other guy would not leave him alone, and the church would not stand up for him and stood up for this other guy. And when I was going through my first divorce and I was telling them about abuse that I was going through, they told me that I should do the love dare to try to make him love me better and show him that I'm going to be a submissive wife.
No. That's terrible. That's terrible advice.
It's horrible.
But yeah, like that was the message of my school too. Like women were submissive.
Mm-hmm. It's
and were to
Christ,
be.
husband, wife, children. And I remember a sermon. Oh my God. Okay. There was a sermon that one of the pastors, and I understand where he was coming from, and I understand biblically where he was coming from, but it's freaking wrong. So he said that if he was on a boat with his wife and kids, and the boat's sinking, and he can only save either the kids or his wife, he's going to save his wife because they can make more kids. Can't make another wife. I'm like, I can guarantee your wife is going to save those children.
Over you.
That is genetically what we are designed to do.
Oh God. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Just when he said that, I was just like, you lost me. And the whole purity thing that they did. So I don't remember if it was the same pastor or not, but no, because it was a youth group thing. So we used to go every Wednesday to this, I forget what we called it, something Wednesday night something, but they took two pieces of paper, they glued them together, let them dry while they were talking, and then they brought up a boy and a girl onto stage, and they're like, try to rip these two pieces of paper apart.
Yeah.
So they take them apart, and there's like pieces stuck to each one from the other one. This is what happens when you have sex. Now, if you keep doing this, then they glued those pieces of paper to other pieces of paper and did the same thing again. And it was like getting more and more torn apart each time.
Ugh.
So this is you. The more you have sex, the more worthless you are, basically.
Oh my God. Like I said, we never got that at my school because it never went that far. It was never going to go that far.
Oh, that was at the church, not my school. But
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's my only religious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was so gross. And like they had us read these books. There's I Kiss Dating Goodbye that we had to read, which now has been pulled from a lot of shelves because of how toxic it is for
Jesus.
for dating, like for women, because it's women reading it.
Hmm.
Um, and then there was so that was when we had to read in high school for the church. And then, which basically says that you have to date only with the intention of marrying that person and
Yeah.
becoming who that person needs you to be to maintain the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's teaching you to not be yourself as a woman, to be whoever the man needs you to be for the relationship to work. And that if your relationship fails, you basically failed. It's
That
not,
you yourself failed,
yeah,
not the man.
no.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. Gosh, what was it? There was a bunch of like purity culture books we had to read. But basically, anyone who'd already done anything, you're worthless. Like that girl next to you, she's a prize.
My school would
You're
have expelled you. You would have been expelled.
Oh, my friend got expelled for being gay. He had never done anything
Oh
with a
yeah.
boy.
Oh, that we had a kid that was expelled for smoking cigarettes off campus. Someone saw him
Okay.
smoking, he
Yet
got
there's drug
expelled.
dealers literally on campus.
Well, not at my well, not well, I don't
Uh,
know.
but it wasn't
Certainly
like
afterwards.
it wasn't weed. So I thought it was fake. I had never seen drugs until I went to that school. Even in public school, like I had never seen drugs. I get to private school, and this guy had a like mint tin, and I opened it, and it's just white powder. And he took it from me and closed it and like put it back up front. And there were a bunch of little baggies and stuff in his car. Well,
Mhm.
I thought they were joking because kids like crush shit up and snort it and like act like they're
Right, yeah.
cool. Uh, but no, found out later he was a cocaine dealer. And the kids there, that's what they did, was either speed or cocaine. And because they could afford it, they didn't do weed or anything else. It was like all the rich stuff.
It's so wild to me, like the difference between the student base at your school and mine, because like mine was absolutely drinking that Kool-Aid 100%. There was no like rebellion that you were getting out, like you were trying to stamp out of them. There was
Mm-hmm.
no rebellion. They were already putty in your
Mm-hmm.
hands and you were molding them.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was never like any kind of like, oh, this is illicit, you can't do this. Like there was no black market. There was nothing like that. And of course, what happened when they graduate and they get out into the real world, so many of them crashed and burned. So
It's
many. So many are dead. Like I mean,
yeah,
I know like it's been 20 years, but like there's quite a few that are just they're dead.
especially with how small your school is, though. Like that
Right.
actually is huge.
Or they got caught up in, they got caught up in some kind of addiction. And I'm not saying like that makes them weak or something. I would never ever put that out into the world, but like I think there's so many of them trying to cope with trauma that school inflicted that they don't know is trauma that school inflicted. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they understand, like they made that connection that school ruined them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, purity culture. So purity culture in general for AFAB people, especially because we are taught that the value of us is what we can provide to a man.
oh yeah.
And it wasn't taught the other way. It was taught you can't be gay, but it wasn't taught the other way of like you're saving yourself for your wife. That like was a flyby thing that they would say, but like the visuals and everything were about women
Mm-hmm.
and the books and the submission, like all this stuff was about women. And so then these women grow up, they marry these guys, they start teaching their kids the same thing. The guilt of realizing that you've taught your kids this thing is huge. And like getting out of it after that and being like, oh, I was wrong, takes you acknowledging what you did, even unintentionally, and thinking you're doing the right thing. And that's almost impossible for some people. And it's taking society before they get to that parenthood stage, shifting people's minds because it's once you're already doing the wrong things in parenting, and I'm going to say that is the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there's nothing positive about that. Yes, you can teach people to respect themselves. You can teach people to be safe. You can teach people what happens emotionally when you do engage in a relationship that is sexual in nature,
Mm-hmm.
because there are like hormones that happen, and you can teach it very scientifically, like this is legit
Hey,
what
yeah.
happens. um but teaching them that their value is in that, especially with how prominent assault is.
Well, yeah, and the whole assault culture that surrounds the assault in
Mm-hmm.
this, especially in the United States, she had it coming, or any of that stuff. Well, why were you doing this? Also, like, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
no, no,
You're
you're
totally
right.
right.
You're right. And that was the big thing. So my oldest son's biological father had been touching me and flirting with me since I was 10 years old. And he is older. When I was 10, he was in high school. And I don't remember what grade in high school, but he was much older than me.
I mean, at that point, it doesn't matter. I mean,
No.
that's still that's
And I told someone when I was 10. 10 was when I moved into that house. That's what I remember things starting with him and others. But I told my dad, and my dad called CPS. CPS never talked to me. Not once. They talked to my mom, and they talked to his parents, and they talked to him.
they talk to your mom.
And they basically said, kids being kids, like she probably remembers it wrong. That's probably not what happened. He didn't come
That's
over for probably about
incredible.
6 months after that. And then he started coming over again because I was friends with his sister. His sister is like a year younger than me. Then it kept happening. He would ask me out every single day from the time I was 10, 10 and a half, until I was 17. I finally agreed to go out with him when I was 17.
And I'm assuming you did because it was just to shut him up
Mm-hmm.
at that point.
I'm like, well, he's saying he's going to take me out to lunch and stuff. And like, I want to get out of this house and go do something. And my parents seem to trust this guy, even though he's been assaulting me since I
Great.
was 10.
Right.
And then I felt like, well, he's done this stuff to me. In order to make it right, I should make it consensual. Like in my brain, like trying to piece it together to protect myself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which you do in a lot of abusive situations, is you start to have feelings for them and stuff. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I did not want him to touch me. I thought he was gross. Like, I did not have feelings for this guy. Never did.
Mm-hmm.
So when he did assault me, my mom flat out said, well, you dated him. I'm like, well, first of all, why did you let me date him? He's way older than me. Second of all, that doesn't make it okay.
Nope.
But in our religion, marital rape does not exist. So date rape does not exist.
Which is baffling to me beyond any point of comprehension, that rape, for so many people, rape does not exist in certain contexts because you're with that person
Or have been.
Like, that's just,
Like, you can't rescind consent in any way.
it's absurd.
So they tried to make me marry him. And I'm like, first of all, I'm so glad I didn't, but for so many reasons.
Right. Yeah.
He lives with his mom still. Uh I don't know what he's done to other people or if he has, but he barely leaves the house. I do know that. His mom, I've gotten a hold of his mom for medical things, and I've gotten a hold of him for medical things for my son, because he has a lot of physical and mental health things. His mom said that he's probably autistic. They never had him diagnosed, but it makes sense looking at what's going on, as well as other things. He was expelled from 5 schools. He never graduated high school for fighting, like for aggression and lack of impulse control. that he has the same like medical issues that my son has with his eyes, which we're not really sure exactly what it is yet, but he has some sort of degeneration thing with his eyes, that hasn't been diagnosed exactly what's causing it, but he is similar, and so does his mom. So there's a lot of like things that I had to get in contact with them about, which was very difficult, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure uh,
Right.
I had all the information so that I could get my son help. But um, but yeah, it's just crazy that like religion, they're like, oh well, you were assaulted, so now you are obligated to this person. Like,
So much gets swept under the rug, or you could have acted differently. You could have,
and I
you
did
know,
not know abortion was even a thing. I didn't know it existed. Uh,
to this day, like I will never understand when someone relays a story of SA or abuse or whatever, and like people's first reaction to that is like, well, why didn't you X, or why did you X? Like, that's your reaction here?
yeah.
Like, this is the victim. There is a clear, there's no nuance here between who is the victim and who is the aggressor. Like,
And I don't talk about my oldest son for a lot of reasons. A lot of the time I don't talk about him on TikTok, I don't talk about him on social media really. I have a page for like updates for him on Facebook for family, but and like places that they could send Christmas cards or whatever, so I can post it there. And I usually post like twice a year on there. But he's not my identity. And that's not fair to him to make him my identity.
right.
My whole life has revolved around him, and I understand why some parents do talk a lot about it as like a therapy for themselves, but I don't feel like it was fair to my son to make his challenges my identity.
Into
Uh,
like a case file, basically. That, yeah,
mhm.
yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I understand what you mean.
But yeah, but so from the time he was 2, I noticed he was having seizures, and he was having multiple an hour until he was 6, 7. Let me see. How old is he now? Okay, so
16.
he's 16 now. Um, 6 or 7. He was having multiple an hour. Got him on CBD. Next day, he was on 2 seizure medications, having multiple an hour. Got him on CBD. The next day has had 0 since. Um, but he had brain damage from the seizures, so he has no impulse control. There's nothing, and there's nothing doctors can do about it. There's just nothing. He will always
Right.
need help.
Once that's gone.
So he'll always need help. So he has 2 staff at all times. They wanted to institutionalize him in Oregon. I moved to Minnesota to get him help. The next day, got help for him, started getting help for him almost immediately. And so he's had care since I moved here. And that's why I'm here in the frozen tundra. But I went through all these challenges and like made my whole life surrounding this person, and that other person has 0 responsibility.
Right.
Hasn't
They can just sit in mom's basement and fuck
hasn't
off.
paid it, no child support, paid nothing. I was told not to go to court because he could get custody because he was an adult and I was a child.
Oh my God.
Because all
That's
I had evidence of was statutory rape, and that would be hard to prove because I was 17. So they technically could get it thrown out because I was 17, and then they would just say, well, this is a relationship that happened and you have a child. I did not know I was pregnant for 8 weeks. I didn't even know it happened because I was blacked out when it happened. So I didn't even know. I was like, how am I pregnant?
right.
um,
Jesus, Tyler. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So then the next 16 years after that was about getting him care, doing everything for him, moved for him, got a job for him, did things I didn't want to do as far as work for him. And my whole life has been about that assault that happened.
Right.
And people don't realize that at all. I haven't had help. I don't have people donating money. I don't have people like, I've had people give me some money for Christmas gifts every year for the last couple years towards the kids, which has been amazing. And you know who you are if you are listening, and that has changed Christmas for us. um, but they've given me at least like $50 a kid for Christmas to like get some Christmas presents and stuff. But I didn't like don't ask for that, and if they never gave to me again, like I would not be upset or anything. But
Right.
um that's been the extent of what people have done to help with that situation, and I've never asked for help and I never will. But um
It's still like you're saying, it's wild that everything from that one, like the situation, which people didn't listen to you, they weren't.
I was going to be a doctor and I had to give all of that up.
You still can't be a doctor. I think give it a few years.
I thought about it. I don't think I'd be a medical doctor though.
What kind of doctor would you be? A dentist?
No, just get my
No.
doctorate.
Yeah, I know. I can see you being a doctor still. I think you still could.
Yeah.
You're young.
If I like got a scholarship and could go back and it was covered, because right now I'm almost paid off on my student loans. I do not want to take more student loans out.
Honestly, kudos to you. That's incredible. I'm gonna
I
have my student loan debt till I die.
I paid out of pocket $1,600 a month towards my education while I was going to school.
That's wild.
I don't know how I did it.
Because you are amazing.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my ex-husband though. Like we were renting out his house, and a lot of the money I got to be able to pay for my education came from that. I did all the work on it though.
I was gonna
Like,
say, yeah.
so I would fly down and go clean everything up between people. I found the tenants, I collected rent, I made sure things got fixed and would do everything. But he had the property. So
Yeah, but you are still and will always be a force to be reckoned with. Like that's not going to change, and that is clearly evident when people look at what you have done and what you have accomplished and what you have accomplished, like what tools you have had available for you to do that.
yeah, and I've always had to have more than one job, and like even when I wasn't working the last 4 months before I started my new job, I was still doing photography. I was still doing my podcast. I was still doing editing and making content for the other
You
website.
were constantly doing things, constantly. Like you don't stop.
I don't know
Like as
how.
someone, but as someone who's like witnessed this from the sidelines, it's like Tyler is always doing something, and like
You never know
it's
where I am.
right. You are legitimately a force to be reckoned with. Like there's no two ways about that.
Like yesterday, I got up at 8. I meant to get up earlier to go get the truck. The truck. You guys get to hear about my day yesterday, okay?
It's a good day. It's a good story. It's a great story.
So I'd planned to borrow a truck and a gooseneck trailer that goes into the truck to go pick up a car from my friend, who the car was going to get towed because where he lives, they can't have a car sitting for too long or else it gets towed. Even in their driveway. This car is in their freaking driveway. I'm so mad about them having to get this car towed.
HOAs are the worst thing.
It's
I think
ridiculous.
religious schools and then HOAs, they're
It's a
like
cult.
right by each other. They're cults. HOAs are cults.
It's like an MLM.
They're MLMs.
They're
It's just
housing
run by
MLMs.
Karens. Housing.
It's the same people. It is.
It's the same people.
Let me talk
Okay,
to you about my HOA. So I go pick up the trailer. So I'd gotten the trailer off of their property, used their truck to go took it back to their house. They used it the day before to go and take stuff to the dump. They took the ball off the trailer because the balls are normally stolen. Put the ball in the truck. Ball was not there in the morning. Went to go pick up the trailer. The ball is not there.
The ball was stolen.
I went to Runnings. I went to Menards. I went to Walmart. I went to another hardware store, Ace. I went everywhere I could and then called everywhere within 2 hours of me. No one had the right ball. I was going to buy him one. I'm like, I will buy you a new one for me borrowing your trailer. No one had one. And even if they did, it was going to be like $97 before tax. But, and he just bought this ball. It's shiny. Like, it was brand new. So, I had to go drive so I spent hours doing that. So I didn't get on the road until I think like 2 p.m. I meant to leave at
it was
like
later.
9.
It was definitely later.
So I drive up and I rent a U-Haul trailer, which was fun. Cost me $185 or something like that I wasn't planning to spend. But I need this car because I need to fix my car that broke and it has the parts on it I need. So, and the car was going to get towed to just a junkyard if I didn't pick it up. So my friend wanted me to get it so that it didn't go to a junkyard and get crushed and picked apart. So I got up there, got the trailer, and then my friend had been called into work. So then I had to drive 41 minutes to his work, pick him up, and drive 41 minutes back to his house. Then we had to get his other car that's not running out of the driveway so that I could get the other car onto the. So then we go to dinner. Dinner was nice. We went to cowboy dinner. We had hamburgers. And then I go to get on the road and it's dark and the trailer lights aren't working. So I get an adapter because the brake lights are working and the turn signals are working, but the running lights weren't working. They weren't connecting to the truck. So I got an adapter, a 6 to 4. It won't go into the truck because it's so rusted.
Minnesota problems.
So what do I do? What do I do? I buy headlamps and I put red film over them. And I turn them on and I tape them to the trailer.
I mean, they're running lights, so.
And I drive home and I don't get home until after 2 a.m. So really 3 a.m. because time changed. Woo! That was my day yesterday. Got up today, moved the cars around in the driveway, taking the Jeep Liberty out to another place so that it's not an eyesore in my driveway anymore.
I was gonna say, isn't that like junkyard bound?
It was, and then I realized it can be fixed. So we're gonna fix it.
What kudos to you for that.
But I already gave away the tires that it was.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's missing something, but
I have tires but they need rims, so I need to get rims for it. But it's actually sitting on the tires this way. So yes, going to take that out to my friend's property and leave it there until I can fix it. Which probably means it'll just rust away.
Yard art.
But now I can fix the Mercedes and then get the other Mercedes fixed when I have the money to fix it. And already replaced everything. This was the thing. I'd already gone up to try to help fix the Mercedes, the one I picked up. One of the tubes to the air system, the airbag system lifting.
Yeah, the air suspension
is leaking. So I need to replace the tube. All the air suspension stuff's been replaced except for the tubing. So I know that that's what's causing it. So that's not a super expensive issue. So I may fix that one first and then mine, because mine has a bigger issue.
Yeah, you what actually happened to it? Like,
so I'm pretty sure because I was driving home and it was driving fine, but it had been burp, 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 burp. It was doing my Jeep wobble, okay?
It was doing the death wobble.
It was doing the death wobble. All of a sudden, I'm driving home and it won't go over 20. And I'm pretty sure that something snapped in the I'm trying to think of the part, but I think something snapped that was causing it to wobble first before it snapped. But I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the cooling system or the oil system. I'm not sure, but it fucked up something. Now it's overheating. So
Oh, it's overheating. Okay.
it turns on, but it doesn't drive.
It won't go into gear, or does it go into gear and it just is very
It goes
angry
into
about
gear. It goes into gear. Because I was able to get it into reverse fine. I did try out the gears and it seems okay going into the gears, but and I was able to get it into reverse to back it up where it is now. I had it in neutral and I'm like, I think it'll be easier in reverse. And it worked. I was worried, but it worked. But I don't know as much about cars as you do, but someone told me it was something snapped that has to do with something to do with some sort of liquid.
it. Yeah, like was the engine overheating? Like was the coolant gauge like
Not before that
okay?
happened.
But it did. But the coolant gauge did go to the.
It got hot after it wouldn't go over 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder what it could have been. I wonder if it was like a transmission cooler line or something that went, and that because, like I said, those transmissions are very finicky about their fluid levels.
I'll ask my
And
friend who was crawling around on the floor because he was looking for my Jeep keys to try to get the Jeep towed away. That's what he was doing over there. Um, he had texted me a while ago. I didn't see it, but he's like, I'm just gonna come up and look for your Jeep keys. Like, I'm recording.
it's fine. We play this fast and loose.
At least it wasn't Mike coming up here because he's loud. Can't help it. But the two of them are trying to move the Jeep off the property so I don't for my Christmas setup so that there's no ugly cars
Right, so you
behind.
can look out your window and not see that.
Mhm.
You can see the nice snow falling.
I don't want a junkyard in my driveway. I already have a school bus out there. Okay. I'm
Which is
already an
great.
eyesore.
Just wait till the hearse.
Oh,
Neighbors,
that'll look good with my house though.
your neighbor's gonna be like, "What? What is this?"
One neighbor's gonna think it's for her, and the other one, it wouldn't surprise him. One's old, if you didn't get that.
I got
Okay, you guys, I have nothing against old people, but she keeps messing with my property and blaming it on being old. So
it. Was she like moving plants or something? Like, what is she doing?
she hacked my hedge down to 3 feet. So my hedge is like 12 feet tall.
That was a
And
privacy hedge.
I removed the hedge between my property and hers because snow was falling onto her property when it would snow a lot and then getting trapped over there. And so I removed it when I moved in because that's annoying. Her property line ends where her driveway is.
Okay.
So technically I didn't have to remove my hedge, but I did it for her because she's her.
And you're nice.
And she was nice. Like she'd bring me bread baskets and stuff. And I'm like, of course. And then I
Yeah.
let her plant a garden there. So she plants like flowers and veggies and stuff where the hedge was. For a few years, she stopped doing that now. I think it's just harder for her. So she has this helper. And I think it's her grandson's son. I don't know. He's like in his 30s or 40s. He drives his truck onto my property all the time, like on the grass. Then I told them if there's any trees or plants, I have a lot of trees. So if there's any trees with branches hanging over your property, feel free to cut them back. That's fine. I mean, legally they're allowed to, so whatever. But I'm just like, it's fine. You don't even have to ask me. Like, you can do that. I have a weeping willow tree about 20 feet, 30 feet from her property line. And sometimes it's huge. It's over 50 years old. Sometimes it goes over her property a little bit. And I've had no problem with her trimming it back. Okay. This willow tree is beautiful. I love it. there's a branch that goes towards the street and it goes over my hedge. Like this tree's huge because my 12 feet, it goes over that.
No, that's
Keeps switching back and forth between my headset and the microphone. I don't know why. So I go out there and my tenant that lives with me, Tom, who you guys saw when I was dressed as Cruella de Vil, and he walked by and he turned around because he was scared. That was Tom. Tom tells me, I think they hacked away at your tree over there.
oh no.
I went over there. They had cut the whole branch, like the whole branch going towards the street. Mind you, this is about 30 feet away from their property line. Towards the street, cut my hedge down to 3 feet all the way there. So I also cut my hedge back about 10, 15 feet from their property line too, going the other way so that she had visibility going out. So I've already cut a ton of my hedge out for her because I would make her life easier and I don't usually go over there. So my property is an acre. And so, my house is on the complete other side of the property from her house. So we're a little ways away from each other. So I go over there and it's so ugly. I will post a picture as well. There's going to be a lot of pictures posted from this, and I'm probably cutting this into 2 episodes. But
Fair. Totally fair.
do that often. It'll probably be Monday, Friday for you guys. So you'll have 2 episodes that week.
You gotta
3,
suffer through me twice.
So so I go out there, she sees me looking at it and sees me crying.
Oh no.
She's like, I didn't know you were back in town. You had been gone. I had been gone. And then I was stuck in my room, super sick after I got back. So this was like in July, I want to say. And I'd been back since May. And I told her, I'm like, I've been back for 2 months. None of my tenants have any say, because she tried to say, well, your tenant said it's okay. And I'm like, my tenant's the one who told me you were doing this. And I was like, I don't think he said that. I think he said anything going over the property line, sure, which I'd already told him. So yeah, she tries to blame Tom. I'm like, Tom, I know it wasn't you. I'm telling you that she's throwing you under the bus, but I know it wasn't you. So then she's like, what? I was like, why though? Like, why? Just why?
What was the reasoning?
I thought I could. That's all she said. And you know how they did it? He drove his truck onto my property underneath that branch and hacked the branch away while standing on top of his truck. And then I don't know how he hacked the hedge. I don't think he used a hedge trimmer. I don't know what he used, probably a chainsaw. But it's only one chunk. So my hedge is 12 feet all the way down and then 3 feet.
Because she could.
I called the police just to have a report, not to like get her in trouble or anything, but I wanted paper trail that this was going on in case it got worse, because they keep having parties on my property too. And I know that there's some laws where you can like take over someone's property by using it.
This old woman's having parties?
Yeah, she has all the graduation parties and stuff for like nieces and nephews and birthday parties and stuff. And it's like, oh, I have a yard I can use. So I just put a bunch of junk over there. It was already ugly. So I'm like, I'm just gonna put a bunch of junk over here so that they can't even have a party. All my lawn clippings go over there and like stuff Beautiful. I'm gonna get rid of. There's an old bed I put over there.
An old bed. That might actually, they might find that useful. Tyler.
It's chopped up.
Oh, well,
it was a Lisa Frank like kids bed.
Lisa Frank kids bed. Didn't know she made kids beds or designed them, I guess.
I want to do an episode on Lisa Frank.
That would be a great episode.
I know everything about her.
What's she doing these days?
Okay, I don't know everything she does now. I know everything like, through the business process.
During the zeitgeist there of the Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
Era.
She was a great person to work for, and then her freaking ex-husband is a fucking
Always a
nightmare.
guy. Always a guy.
She stepped back and let him take control a little bit. No one wanted to work there anymore.
Shocking.
The original Lisa Frank headquarters still exists, and there's the animals, they have big statues of them inside. I want to go tour it.
Where's it at? What state?
Check. I had it on my list, but they don't really let people in there.
Breaking.
Lisa Frank.
Breaking into Lisa Frank's.
Abandoned factory. There we go. You say where you are? Arizona.
Arizona. Okay.
Yep, Arizona. And it still has the side of the building. Let me turn maybe if I turn my brightness down, it'll be better. Still has.
Oh yeah, okay. They are definitely still there. I'm surprised. I mean, you figure the Arizona sun would kind of probably destroy that.
It's abandoned though. Yeah. I mean, it used to be bright. It's definitely muted. Where's the inside pictures though? The inside has cool stuff.
Does it?
Yeah.
Lisa Frank lip balm. Was that, wait, did she do lip balm too?
Probably.
Was that Lisa Frank designed lip balm or something like that? I can't remember now.
I always just wanted a binder and no one ever got me one.
Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper.
I still have my Trapper Keeper.
There's inside.
Ooh, that's just kind of creepy. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but
it is.
Five Nights at Lisa Frank's.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There you go. You can go there, and it could be like a Blair Witch thing. Ghost hunting at Lisa Frank's factory.
Yeah, I don't know. She still owns it, but it's abandoned. And so
clearly people have been inside if there's photos.
Not many. That was Urban Outfitters news station in 2016 went in. And I don't think anyone's been in since.
I think you have the razzmatazz to get her to agree.
I want to do a cool photo shoot in there.
That would be fun.
That's publicity for Lisa Frank.
And you.
And me.
Yeah, also Lisa Frank.
Can I do a ghost hunting? It's just no one died here.
That you know of, Lisa Frank.
It's the energy of when your ex-husband was managing things.
I'll be the judge of that, Lisa Frank.
I'll bring in my last guest, Brie. Tell me.
Al Capone's body is buried here, Lisa Frank.
Oh, man, that probably.
In Arizona. No one would expect Arizona. What's he doing there?
Oh, gosh. Did it say it was in Prescott? Where did it say it was?
Prescott.
Maybe that's just where my friend lives. Lisa Frank. Is there directions? It doesn't come up on Google Maps.
Just take a right.
Someone wrote about it in 2022, but they did not go inside. Yep, 2016 looks like the last time someone went in there. Tucson. It's right outside of Tucson.
Ooh.
There's a lot of people who do videos outside of the fence.
We need to get you inside the fence.
I need inside the fence.
You need inside access.
Do you want to be my
yes.
Be my publicity person?
Absolutely, yes. I did social media for 2 automotive magazines, so I can do social media for
Perfect.
Tyler Holmes.
You are the Tyler. So you're gonna do my social media, and then Undead Papa is gonna write a children's book with me. We're just gonna go places.
Literally, Tucson, Arizona.
We're going. You're like, as long as I can go with you.
I'm going it alone.
And then someone who's gonna be a guest who just published a book
Oh, fancy. All right.
about making and playing the spoons.
That's amazing.
He made me these.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could you still use those spoons for mac and cheese? I don't think you could.
You could.
Could you? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The bottom one might prove a little troublesome, but
Maybe.
maybe a little bit.
Uh
Sorry.
but he talked me into now just starting a film festival here. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, great idea.
someone wants the theme to be 80s, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make people just make videos, movies about the 80s.
That would yeah, that would prove challenging.
I could have a segment.
A segment.
Yeah. 80s. He said 80s high school. You're so narrowed.
That is very narrowed. I mean, what that's what you call that? Pretty in Pink. What the hell's the
Well,
80s
pretty in
Breakfast
pink
Club?
is
Breakfast Club.
16 Candles.
16
All those
Candles.
movies.
Yes.
I love Breakfast Club.
I've never watched it.
Oh,
Don't ask me how. I
we'll
don't know
have
how.
to do a screen sharing of the Breakfast Club. I have to do
Absolutely.
Leah and I have to do Hereditary. I owe Leah Hereditary date. A video chat.
Hereditary.
You've never watched Hereditary either?
No. What's that?
Me either.
Oh, okay.
So have you seen Midsummer? Midsummer.
Wait. The British detective series?
No.
Midsummer Murders?
It's a movie.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that movie.
It's a pagan movie.
Oh, okay.
Scandinavian. Yeah, it's amazing. You should watch it. And I want to build the yellow. I have a pin of it behind me, but Midsummer. Okay, so it's spelled Midsommar.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this building. Oh, I thought it would come up right away. Yellow. There we go.
Yellow.
Yellow house.
Hmm.
I want to build
Okay.
one in my backyard.
All right.
And I'm going to make it so that I can do photo shoots at it.
Please put it on the property line with that old woman.
Right there on the property line. And I'll make her put a bear costume on. Then
Yes.
you'll know more about that when you watch the movie. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And I think it's free on there.
I'll go take a gander.
Oh, someone's trying to send me pictures.
Oh.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Any more trauma you want to talk about?
No, I don't think.
How about when I scare you?
You always scare me. No, you don't.
Oh no,
No,
where
like-
did my chips fell out?
Oh, your avocado chips?
Aren't they cute?
They are cute. They are. No, I mean, my main trauma was the whole AIDS thing. I mean, every other aspect about that school sucked. There was no there was no shining moments there. I mean, like you said, we didn't dance. There was none of that. We had a thing called Grand Splendor, which was like a fancy dinner where you could take a significant other potentially, but there were so many rules over everything about that. So it was really.
You know what was weird though?
Hmm.
We weren't allowed to dance, but to one of my homecomings there, they hired hula dancers.
Sometimes they're so oblivious. It just flies right over.
And
They don't
then
get it.
and then we got a dance team. And I was on it because then I could avoid PE. So
We got cheerleaders.
we had
'Cause
cheerleaders.
they had to wear culottes. There was nothing remotely cheerleadery about these outfits.
Ours were, they looked like cheerleader outfits, but the skirts were longer and they were long sleeves. It did show like a tiny bit of midriff,
Whoa.
depending on how tall you were.
Right. Yeah, no, these were not. These were culottes. And I don't even know what the top part was. I literally cannot even imagine. I don't remember. It's blank. So much of that is blank now. I have blanked out so much of it as an adult. Because I mean, that's school. What?
So our dance team was only from September to December, and then we switched to a different class. So it was like a one semester thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you what I wore for. So we were only practicing for a Christmas thing. So like that was the whole
Okay.
year. We were doing one dance, and it wasn't a
Christmas
dance.
dance. Okay, Christmas
It wasn't even a dance though. It was a parade dance. So you're like doing this like parade thing. But I will show you.
dance.
I will show you. I still remember that thing. And you want to know what song it was to? I bet you can guess. I bet you can guess.
I want to fuck you like an animal.
No, no. I want to feel you from the inside.
What a Christmas song. Think about it.
It is a Christmas song. No, it's
Roast chestnuts and sing
oh, you know what song it is. When people think of Christmas and
Mariah
Mariah Carey.
to say. Yeah.
All right, here's what we got to wear.
Of course, back then it was. Oh, is that a chicken?
This is a chicken.
Oh, it was a pom. That's your arm in the air like a pom pom. Okay,
Yeah.
like a chicken's like.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one.
You know, you are probably breaking so many people's like no Mariah Christmas thing right now. That's a thing. People
from
like
From September to December, we heard that song multiple times a day, every single day.
That's terrifying. I mean, I like Christmas music. Don't get me wrong. But no, I couldn't do that.
No.
Not the same song over and over.
I like Christmas music too.
It took me living overseas in Saudi to come back to enjoying Christmas, but now I do. But for a while there, no, I hated it.
I don't so much enjoy Christmas, but I enjoy the traditions.
Yes, same. Yeah.
And I do certain things for Yule. Like I have a Yule log, and that's my centerpiece on my table. And then I do oranges and cloves, and I'm roast oven. I bake.
You roast an oven.
I bake orange slices
Okay.
as
Okay.
ornaments. Okay, I did this until I got my rainbow tree. Because I always got a real tree and I'd cut it down myself,
Mm-hmm.
put it in my minivan, take it home. Go on
You
my
have a minivan?
Christmas tree. It's broken. I don't know what's wrong with it. Nothing is
It's still there. You still have it.
Mhm. I have a junkyard in my
I need a photo tour. Like I need a walkthrough of your car lot.
Oh, yeah, I have a minivan. So I have a Chrysler Town and Country, a Honda CRV, two Mercedes, and Jeep Wrangler, and a Jeep Liberty, and a school bus.
And a school bus. I love it.
And only my CRV and my Jeep work, but my Jeep is stuck in Colorado. I need to go get it.
Why is it in Colorado?
So my trailer broke when I was bringing the bus back. My car trailer. So I had to leave my Jeep at my friend's house in Denver, and my Jeep was having a death wobble issue that I've replaced everything but one thing, so it has to be that one thing. And it's really bad. Like it's not fun to drive right now. And I do take it off-roading, so I do say it's my fault. But so I left it there. and to drive the Mercedes back because I had the Mercedes there too. So I had someone driving the bus. I drove the Mercedes to get back, and then I was supposed to go back out and pick up the Jeep, but then I had my medical issues.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just
So,
saying, if you need a Jeep rescuing companion, I'm right here.
well, I might take you up on that because if we can
Okay.
drive out there and then drive back
Do it.
or fly
People
out
who are only
there,
listening have no idea what's happening right now, but
you should watch on video because we are very expressive and neurodivergent.
I am
And I
so
told
sorry.
you, we're the same person.
We are the same person.
Oh, goodness. I'm gonna have to send this video over to Lita to edit because my computer won't chop it in half.
Thank you for that emotion, that
Emotion.
emotion.
My chopping skills.
Very good. Very David S. Pumpkins.
All right. So if you have no other trauma you want to share with us, we should probably let them go.
Oh, I know. I mean,
Almost
yeah.
3 hours.
I'm so sorry, Tyler. It's my fault.
No, I decided to start talking about a cult before we even started.
It's
Tell you
true, and
that
I railroaded
that was a
everything else.
flyby version of that cult, by the way.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm sure you're going to do a deep dive.
Oh, the Anthill kids are like, oh,
This is
I
Tyler
should.
Holmes, and this is Two Crows Anthill Kids Edition. There's your intro.
I didn't even get into why they're called the Anthill kids.
That's true, but I can only imagine it's not good. Those poor children who are adults now, if
They
there's any still left.
are, and a lot of them did end themselves.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine because once that window closes for
When
development,
you didn't have any love, like you didn't have any physical
that's
touch.
yeah.
There was a movie I just watched. It was a weird horror movie about, I don't even know what it's called, but it was about people going to an island
Hmm.
for like a vacation. They all want a trip. All these people want a trip to this island for vacation. They go to this one beach that they're told to go to that's like exclusive and beautiful, and it really is beautiful. But time moves crazy there. So your body, so in your mind and like what's happening around you, it's like normal time, but your
Hmm.
body is aging super fast.
Oh.
So like this baby, these two kids when they're adults, very quickly do the deed, and she gets pregnant, and she's only
Oh,
pregnant for
no.
like 3 minutes because it's like she's like, I don't know
Ah,
what's happening. The baby is born. They set the baby down for a second and then to tend to the mother and then go pick the baby back up. The baby's dead because it didn't get touched during that time.
that's a wild scene to have written and then made into a movie. Just thinking
Yeah.
about that. Like, we're gonna have
But
these kids.
yeah. Oh my
Yeesh.
gosh. Yeah. Because they were adult actors, but playing children.
Yeah, like, what's happening here? I don't.
Because they're like 8 or something, 8 or
Ugh.
12, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's the ick.
Yeah, that scene was a little icky. But the movie premise was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting premise, definitely. That's potential.
You're welcome, everyone, for that ick factor
You are
there.
welcome. Absolutely.
Go watch that random movie. I don't know what it's called.
I mean, I think you gave enough clues that they could probably type it
Google
into
it.
Google.
I won't tell you why this was happening. You have to figure that out by watching the movie.
We don't know why or how or what the movie's called, but it was a movie and it happened.
And I think it was on Hulu.
That narrows it down a little bit.
I only have
Kudos.
Hulu and Amazon, so it's one of those. And
Same,
Disney. And
actually.
Disney.
Oh, I don't have Disney.
Disney came with Hulu?
Yeah, I think yeah. I had Hulu before.
Because it costs less technically to get it with Disney for
Oh,
some
maybe it
reason.
did. I don't know. It could have been a promotional thing, probably, maybe,
Yeah,
potentially.
I think so. I
But
did not get, I had to get ESPN too with it. So it was like a bundle, but I've never logged into ESPN.
Yeah, that's lost on me. I could not care less. I played sports ball in school. That was enough.
Ugh, I
I
played
don't.
the volleyballs and the basketballs.
I played the basketballs. I played the soccer too. We had no
Uh,
soccer.
you mean football?
I mean, yeah, I would say, yeah, I call it football, but then
Yeah, the
people lose their
the
mind.
basketballs I did not want to play, but they made me because they didn't have enough kids on the team and I was tall.
I was gonna say you're tall. That's why I was on there.
I stopped growing in
Okay.
middle school. So I was 5'9" in elementary school. No, I was 5'9" in freshman year. So they made me go on varsity freshman year.
Oh wow.
Never played basketball in my life. And I have POTS, so I kept fainting.
I'm gonna say, what are you doing?
I would throw up all the time from running stuff.
Pots and EDS, and you're playing basketball.
And I didn't
What
know
on
I had
earth?
POTS. I thought everyone just
Fair.
told me that I was complaining and like that I was just over exaggerating to get out of doing PE.
Of course, yeah.
But no, I felt horrible and I felt like I was going to faint. So I had to sit down and they're like, stop sitting down.
How dare you?
I feel like they didn't give me as big of an issue with it because I was so skinny that they weren't like, oh, skinny people can't be lazy.
That is a very big, that is very prevalent.
I feel like if I were bigger, that they would have given me issues with it.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
I was way too
Absolutely.
skinny. But I ate like everything. So
I wish. I wish. Yeah, I
now
definitely
these
picked up an eating disorder from school.
these make me gain weight.
Corn.
Here's my corn.
It's amazing.
Better than Evelyn's corn. All right, guys, we should probably leave you be. As entertaining as our conversations are, and when we're on live on TikTok, we get so many watchers.
So many. So many.
Yeah, you should catch us on live. Remember to comment in the comment section how many glasses JorDan put on during this entire video. Extra credit for all the colors.
Ooh, that's gonna be tougher.
And if you're only on audio, you can guess. And you can do individually for the segments because I'll cut this in half, or you can wait till the second one and comment all of them. You have to let us know which it is.
You must let us know. If we don't know, we don't know what to do.
Also let us know if you think that we should do that road trip out to get my car and
Yes.
or fly
Please,
out and then
listeners.
drive back.
Listeners, I need you to ship that idea. Make it happen.
And we also have to go to the JorDan candy store.
Yes, but we can't tell you why.
No, we can't tell you why.
Top secret. You cannot know.
Oh gosh. Or why we're wearing lingerie while we're there. So, one of those bugs fell on me. One of those
It was
Asian.
bound. It was bound to happen. Don't squish it. Oh no.
Where is it though? I don't even see it. I just felt it.
Oh no, you felt it. I don't want to feel it. A bug.
They fly though, so maybe it was flying.
It flew. It flew into your cheek.
This is a thing Minnesota, well, the Midwest goes through at the start of winter every year because they come inside and you cannot stop them.
And the start of spring too.
Yeah, that's when they. Well, that's because they're coming out. So they go into your house to hibernate. So they're like in your windowsills and in your walls, wherever they can get. And then the start of spring, they wake up. And so it seems like they came into your house, but they're coming up from places in your house.
Right. To the windows?
To the wall.
To the walls. Till the sweat drops down your sack.
Yeah, or your pentacles, as Landon says.
Tentacles.
Landon was doing a card reading.
Oh, I know you. Yeah, I missed it.
And anytime someone got a pentacle card, they're like, this is for your testicles. As we all know, the pentacles mean testicles.
Pentacles, testicles, pentacles, testicles, pentacles.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm also not supposed to do anything big for Thanksgiving because Landon said so. I need to let myself relax and not put the pressure on myself to do
I mean,
something
that
big
is
for
great news. I
Thanksgiving.
mean, great advice.
Maybe I should
Yes.
just do fake food.
You should do fake food.
I have more back there.
That's the hope.
Okay, people, queers with tummy troubles surround themselves with fake food. It's just a thing.
I don't have any fake food around me. I did not get that memo, but now I will.
Yum World. This is from Yum World. I have a big, giant Lunchable. I have a taco that when you open it has all the ingredients inside and they all have faces.
Amazing.
I have gummy worms.
Fake gummy worms or real
Yeah,
worms?
yeah,
Oh.
And then my pickle. Oh, where's my pickle? That should have been up here. I have a sushi and it has a butthole. And I have a giant fortune cookie, and the fortune is stupid. The fortune says, "The fortune you seek is in another cookie."
Oh, it's a riff on Super Mario. The
But
princess in another castle.
but other fortune cookies have real fortunes in them. Just mine's stupid.
That's true, they do.
Well, even these stuffed animal ones, like it's like this big.
I didn't know they made stuffed animal
Fortune cookie.
fortune cookies.
Do I have to go get it?
No, don't. You don't.
Okay.
You rest. You need to rest.
I've been literally sitting here recording since
I know
3, and it's almost 8. Not with just JorDan. I did another one before JorDan.
No,
and I had to do an outfit change, so you don't know I'm wearing the same shirt.
Well, now they do. So, what's on your shirt?
You don't know? Do you know what it's from?
No, but it looks like zombies.
It's Marceline, the Vampire Queen's band tee.
From what?
From Adventure Time.
I've never watched Adventure Time. I'm so sorry.
JorDan, I cosplay almost every character in there.
Well, I will watch it.
Then. I have a tattoo of Marceline on my arm.
I will just for you. I will watch it.
It's on Hulu.
Okay. I will watch it fervently.
You will love it. They use words like mathematical.
Oh,
that means
what
cool.
A wonderful adjective.
Algebraic. That's the other one.
It's my favorite adjective.
And then they say, "Oh my glob," and then they worship glob.
I mean, I say, "Oh my gourd," so I get that.
Yeah, just nuancely, like they just mention it sometimes.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. And then there's all the princesses. This is post a world war that like destroyed humanity.
The Adventure Time is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought it was just like a children's cartoon. I did not know it was this intricate.
Oh, the last season is so
okay. Mm-hmm. Now I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll love Prismo. I want to get a Prismo tattoo like in my arm here because he's like a shadow. That's a thing.
It's a thing.
He like
I will know soon what you're talking about because I'm gonna watch this.
Yes, watch Adventure Time.
Absolutely.
And then cosplay as Lemon Grab.
Is that who I am?
Or Lemon Grab's camel.
I do make a good camel.
My safe word's banana guard, so you better watch it to understand.
Banana guard. I've learned so much.
Maybe I should stop recording.
You're just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just gonna sit here and be like, yeah, absolutely. Do I have to pee?
For coming.
I don't.
Thank you for coming to Two Crows Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Holmes, and I'll post all the things in the description. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps us. us being me and myself. And join the Patreon if you want to. If you join mine and Lee's, we will add you to the Discord chat. Or if you join mine above, I think the $5 and above level, you get to join my Discord chat. And you also get episodes early and ad-free. I have not figured out doing that for video yet, but you get the videos on time. I think they're ad-free for you though. When I've watched them on my Patreon, they're ad-free. So maybe they have a thing. They have a thing with YouTube, maybe. But you get the audio ad-free. And if you're on the higher up levels, you get things in the mail. You have to let me know if you want safe things or if you want risky things. So JorDan wants risky things.
I do want risky things, but I didn't give you my address, so.
Well, I'm going to get it from you. I just got the things in the mail, so.
Oh, actually, I just remembered I gave you my address. Never mind. You actually do have my address.
Oh, yeah, you did. After I said I was going to send out things.
I'm not the brightest crayon in the box.
Or the sharpest bulb in the sky.
Sharpest bulb in the sky. Rest in peace, Smash Mouth lead singer.
Well, we love you all, and we will stop torturing your ears now.
Unless your name's Stuart Watson, I don't love you.
Yeah, Stuart Watson, we don't love you. We hate you, and we're going to kick you in the butt.
Absolutely.
Taint. All right. Now another Stuart Watson's going to be like, what?
How dare you,
what
sir?
What did I do? But only a Stuart with a U. Stuart with a U, Watson.
Yeah. And you know who you are, Stuart with the U.
You know.
You know.
We're going to find you. All right. That was not a threat. That was not a threat. We will find you and give you a gift.
Yes.
Flower. Then you'll know we were there.
Flower in the taint.
Don't sue us. We love you. Bye.